Y'all, that Peach McIntyre. Up to her old shenanigans. Look, listen, money getters, I had a totally different live plan for us tonight. I've been scrolling the web and I had so much. Rihanna done had her baby. P. Diddy went back to court. I had a lot of stuff for y'all today, and we might get to some of that tonight. Let me clean my lens. Okay. Am I still fine? No, I'm just kidding. But for real, this one is a serious matter, and you know what? I heard it about it. I was just about to make my thumbnail for tonight with all. I have like about 10 bullet points that I wanted to make tonight about different people. So, but it is what it is. We're going to get into some things. We're going to get into Miss Peach McIntyre. And you guys know I do not mind going in on Peach. But tonight, I feel where she's coming from as a black woman. Um, did Peach have this coming? Maybe. So, hell yeah, she did have it coming. I mean, this woman needs to be humbled like nobody's business. But like that Pharaoh, it's gonna take a lot more than this. She gonna humble herself when it's all said and done, though, y'all, for real. What's good, Joshua? You made it in first. You made it in first, buddy. How's it going on this lovely Thursday evening? How are you doing today? Y'all, I've been, I don't know if I was going to go live today. I posted a video upload earlier today. I've been posting video uploads a lot this week. I've been grinding. I've been stepping it up in September. Um, and I have some exciting news for you guys coming up in the next week or two. I'll let you guys know about that when I'm ready to let you guys know about that. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel and make sure you are locked in with me. Are you locked in with your girl? Make sure you are so you don't miss out on the news that's coming up. I have a lot of stuff in store for the end of this year. I'm changing this channel around. I'm starting up another channel, especially for the Christmas and season and the holiday season. So make sure you guys are tuned in for that as well. It's 13 of you in here and no likes. That's crazy. 13 people. Okay, 7 likes. Come on, come on, come on. We can get them up there. Come on, we can get to 13. I appreciate you guys for tuning in with me. We got an epic show, epic as ever. You guys already know I'm gonna give it to you. So go ahead and hit that like button. You're good, Joshua. I'm glad to hear that, friend. Glad you're doing good. Hey, Shonda. Happy Friday Eve is right. It's been a long week. It has been a long month. I feel like, wow, it's the 25th already. Like I've been grinding on my social media. I've been taking care of personal business. I had a lot of personal business to take care of all summer. I probably still got some stuff to take care of. I don't know. Child, I'm a big old kid over here. I'm grown as hell, but I'm a kid still. Like, I have so many doom pals around my house because I'm like, I'll get to it. Like, if I'm not getting an email, it's not important. Snail mail, it can collect dust, okay? Hey, Miss Candy Red, thanks for tuning in, boo. Hey, Still Fine. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate you and watching from the bushes. That's cool too. Hey, Kayan. Hey, Sanaya. What's good, Sanaya? Thank you. Honey, I just threw myself together before I came on. You should have saw me. I've been vegged out. I've been at home in the bed basically all day. I have been in my room. I cooked some turkey wings last night before I went to bed, and thank God I didn't burn them up. Honey, God woke me up, and I went and got my turkey wings up out that oven. I was basting them all night, and I had them ready. My daughters didn't want to eat none. Fine by me. I had like 4 wings. Y'all, I ate 3. And I'm going to eat the last one. I'm not hungry though. I just probably need a lot of water to finish me off. But I'm tired. Well, I'm not tired. I was sleepy. So I need to get my rest in, y'all. This Peach Mcintyre stuff can keep you going. It's a lot to keep me going. Like I was telling Joshua, I had a show planned out for you guys tonight. Nothing to do with Peach. I had like 10 different things, and we'll get to that too. But your girl Peach is acting up. And this time she's right to be mad. I would be furious too if I was her honey, because I do not play with the barbs. You guys know I don't play about the barbs at all. Okay, but Peach Ass is coming. What's good, Crystal and Cancer 66? Thank you guys for tuning in. Hey, it's Mika. What's good? You know what, Shonda? The only time I want to go to my mailbox is if it's about some money. And the only time I want to check is if I'm, like sometimes, like very rarely, like I got it, very rarely, I have a check coming in the mail. But I don't need to look at my mail if it's not money in there. If it's not money, I don't even need to look at the mail because I have mostly everything electronic, right? And then I get notifications on my email, like all my utilities, my bank systems, all that. I get notifications through my email. There's really not a need for me to check my mail. There's always some bull. Okay? And what I do, I just stack it up and let it keep stacking up because I got to go through it to make sure nothing important came through. And then what I end up doing, going through the mail, like at least every so often with a big trash bag full. Y'all, I got to put my desk. I had a desk and a chair and everything set up. And I'm in my room today. But I got to get this together because this ain't working for you, girl, where I'm sitting at the way I'm set up. I want to make a whole studio so we can really stop doing this. I wasn't supposed to be streaming. Anyway, y'all supposed to be watching my videos about my life. But that's not what y'all wanted to see. So I'm going to give y'all what y'all want for now. And if you guys want to see my fun stuff, my real fun stuff, you got to go to my new page. But yeah, we can have fun over here. It's whatever. It's whatever. Hey, Tasha, thanks for tuning in. I'm trying to just welcome you all in before we get to the shenanigans. You guys saw the thumbnail, and I'm sure you guys probably already heard what's going on. But we're about to get into it, guys. We're talking about Peach Mcintyre. You guys heard of her? Put a one in the chat if you heard of Peach Mcintyre. Let me see. Hey, Mohammed. How are you tonight? What's called earrings? These are earrings, yes, if you don't know. I got these earrings when I was promoting my book, Baby Girl. And I don't know, I just wanted to look fun tonight. I got on my Selena Quintanilla shirt. If you did not know, it is Latino or Hispanic Heritage Month. Let me make sure I'm saying it right. Hispanic Heritage Month is from, why do they have their month like that? Why they couldn't just have all of September? But National Hispanic Heritage Month is from September 15th, 2025 through Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. But I just got this shirt because I like Selena. And I thought it would be fun to wear on camera. I love me some graphic tees with, my favorite bands or whatever. But I got it at Target, and it actually had a nice little selection of a little collection for National Hispanic Heritage Month. It's just like a lot to say. Like, why couldn't I just say Latino Heritage Month? I guess this is for Spanish speakers. I don't know. But that's what they're calling it for them. I don't know how long they have been doing this, but this is the first I've heard of it. So I think it'll be nice if you go to a museum and check out different artworks by Hispanics this month. Find out a little bit more about Hispanics that you didn't already know. And celebrate them as well as we would want them to celebrate us in February, right? So Let's learn something more about our brethren right now. Okay, I'm gonna give about 2 more minutes for everybody to get in here and get those likes up for me. Hey, Joel Vicente, what's good, Shonda, Hazel? How's everybody doing? Thank you, Hazel. Please hit the like button for me, guys. Oh, Selena, I love that movie, but I get so sad. I hate that movie. I love it. J Lo did a great job. I love the music. I love that song. Um, I could fall in love. That's my song right there. I love that song. I love Selena. She was so gorgeous, wasn't she? She just had that body. She was the total package, and the way she had her life taken from her was just. I hate when people lose their lives like that, especially when they're young and they have their whole life ahead of them. I hate it. Um, so yes, let's get into it. So if you have been rocking with me since I've been I really just started going live this summer. Usually my lives were at shopping. I started this channel just to be about my life, basically. And if I have an opinion on something that's going on, if it's, whether it's the Diddy trial, whether it's Peach McIntyre, I'll talk about that too. Because I have my opinions just like you all. Um, I liked Peach when I first started watching her commentary, but then I got pissed off like a lot of you all. But still, sometimes she can be sweet natured. Sometimes she's doing her motherly thing, and sometimes you want to root for her. And just when you want to root for her, she does something or says something to piss you off. I think a lot of it is to rage bait and get her engagement up and make money, which is uh, not okay. A lot of it is because she does have a lot of issues. I think she's miserable in a lot of ways. And I'm not making excuses for her. But if you've been rocking with me from this summer when I did really start getting back into making Peach commentary, from the beginning when she was out, when she was putting out content raging against single black mothers. You guys remember when that Tyler Perry movie came out this summer? What was it called? Straw with Taraji P. Henson. We all watched that movie. We all felt for Taraji's character. We all were shocked at the ending, and we can all sense as mothers what it was like to go through everything like that. Even though our lives aren't duplications, right? We all have our different seasons in life. We all go through things as mothers, whether we are married, whether we are single, right? We all have issues that we had to face. So that resonated with us. Peach said, "Not me." She single mothers just make excuses for themselves, and she took that opportunity to make a dig at her sister, to make a dig at her mom, right? Because that's what Peach does. She's always trying to find the negative in things, right? Or find a way to down somebody else, right? She talked bad about single mothers. She just really went in, and I went live about it this summer. You guys can go back and look at my lives from like June, and I went off on her because I'm like, how dare you come from for single mothers? I'm a single mother. I was married. Okay, I was married for some years, but I am now a single mother. But I'm not a single mother who has ever made excuses for myself. I'm not a woman who has ever made excuses for myself. I come from South Central Los Angeles. I come from, you know, uh, a rough background, but I always knew I was going to college. I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know, but I knew I was going to college. I knew I would always make something of myself. Even as a young teen mother, I knew that I would do something with my life. I never wanted to be on welfare. My mother never wanted me on welfare. She wanted me to, because she always saw me as her daughter who was intelligent and who could be something in life. And she always pushed me to do that. And so I had a lot of help with my child growing as I was raising her. We grew up together. I went to college. I had a child and all of that. My mom was like, if you want to go away to live on campus, you can. I got your daughter. And I was like, absolutely not. But I say all that to say that, I know what it's like to be a single mom. I know what it's like to, uh, have it hard and have to rely on God, right? I know what that's like. So and I would say this. I kind of was a little immature like Peach when I was working. I think I told you guys what I did for a living. I used to be a probation officer, and I used to make good money as a probation officer, but then I got sick. I went through a lot, and I ended up retiring early from that gig. And I'm not unhappy about that at all. Very happy that I was blessed to be able to do that. But my main thing is I used to feel like, well, I went to college and I did this and I did that. And God had to humble me like, girl, you ain't nobody. He had to show me that you're not better because you went to college. You're not better because you are able to support you and your children. You're not better than anybody. And I always thought as long as I could support myself and take care of myself, I would be good. Well, life has a way of showing up and showing you God has a way of showing you that you're not bigger than the program. None of us are. None of us are bigger than the program. I don't care if you're married right now. I don't care if you're making six figures and your husband is making six figures. Anything can happen. My kid's father passed away very young, in his 40s. Okay, so there's that. And that happened to me for a second time. I've watched my kid's father die twice. So I was meant to be a single mama. But that's not the point of my story. The point of my story is Peach has come on here and showed the world her ASS tickets, right? She comes on here, and even if it's to get engagement, why would you do that to your own people? And again, in June, I said, look, Peach, I said, the same way you're coming on here, bringing us down and talking about single black mothers is the same way that we are looking at you as a sister, and we will have your back. And I do have her back. I do feel like if what Peach is saying is correct, and I'm going to play the video in just a moment. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I don't know if you've seen other people react to it. But here's the backstory. Peach says she picked her children up from school today, and they both had some black little bags. And it's funny. I'm serious, but this is funny. I just said, Gorgeous had two bags and said, well, Mom, did you sign us up for something? Because the teachers, the school gave us these bags of food. And in the bag, it looked like it had like a couple of packs of ramen. It looked like it had some bullshit, excuse my language, in there. And now, if the whole school would have gotten it, then I still would have been like, why they gave you this? But Gorgeous told her mom that they only gave it to Gorgeous and her brother, Amazing, and another kid, that no one else got the bags. And so Peach said, hey, what's going on? Why did you give my kids this food? I'll let her explain it to you. Hold on, if you guys don't watch it. Hilarious. It's hilarious the way she says it, by the way. Let me see who's in my chat real quick before I go to the video. Who's spamming me? Get out of my chat spamming. Who's spamming, y'all? Let me know who's spamming. No, every mother isn't single by choice, Shonda. Life happens. Also, every single woman is not less than right, because I think Erykah Badu, I respect Erykah Badu she's just bad to me. Just as an artist, as a creative, I respect her so much. And she doesn't give me tramp. She doesn't give me whore. She doesn't give me a woman who is reckless with herself. She doesn't give me that at all. When I think of Erykah Badu, I think of somebody who just goes with it and loves herself and, is open to being loved by someone else. And if she's pregnant, and she's going to have her child and she's going to raise them in love, right? And she's not a woman who doesn't respect herself, right? But she has 3 baby daddies, 3 children by 3 different men. T.D. Jake's daughter, Sarah Jakes, three children, 3 men, right? So who else is like that? Russell Simmons' wife, Kimora Simmons, she's been married twice, and she has what? 4 children, 3 different baby daddies. It happens. It happens. Life be lifing. And these are not women. Kimora Simmons, I feel like she's always been a tough cookie, always been a businesswoman, always carried herself like a lady. But stuff happens. Like, we got to get out of that where we start judging people. I judge people for commentary, whatever, but like to just hold people's feet to the fire, like we never are gonna make mistakes, because when life comes at us, and it will come back to bite us in our butt, especially if we treat others like that, then we'll get to see how it feels. Really quick, I felt like, why is she doing this? I've seen Peach Deep try to just dog her mama. She's come on here and said, oh, her mom shovels shit for a living, like really putting her mother down. Her mother used to sell dope. Her mother used to run the streets and stuff like that. Her mom, nowadays, she's trying to change. I know that a lot of us say, well, Peach is just like her mom. Her mom is trying to change. Her mother is changing. It doesn't happen overnight. But her mother, you know, she goes to church and she's working now, and she feels, I think her mom is trying to make something, be an honest woman. She's married now. She's not the woman that she used to be, right? But Peach dogs her out. Peach dogs out her sister for living in the projects, because Peach, now that she's made it on YouTube, she feels like she's better. And now that she's moved to Lakewood Ranch, oh, you couldn't tell her nothing. Her kids go to school with doctors and lawyers. Okay? But Peach, relentless Peach, let me tell you something about life that we all have to notice. Well, let me tell you something about America. One thing about America, these folks always gonna remind you of who you are. Don't you ever get it twisted.
It got me so messed up at this moment. They're gonna give my kids a black bag with their name on it. Gorgeous was like, Mom, did you sign us up for a program or something? And I'm like, no, I didn't sign you up for anything. What is that? She was like, I don't know. The school gave us these black bags and it has food in it. And I said, did they give the bags to everybody? And Gorgeous was like, no, they just like selected me and Amazing and another kid, but nobody else. So I said, hold on, let me call this school and see why they gave you and your brother a black bag of free food. So I called the school. They talking about they got a new organization that dropped in some free bags of food called Feeding Empty Little Tummies. I said, so you gave my kids, free bags of food from an organization called Feeding Little Empty Tummies without my consent. Do my kids look motherfucking hungry to y'all? Do my kids look like I don't fucking feed them? That's offensive. I ain't signed no motherfucking permission slip for y'all to give my motherfucking kids no free motherfucking food. I'm so pissed off. They was like, oh, it's no malicious intent. First of all, we're at a predominantly white school. You're going to select, and I don't care when people, oh, you want to use the race card. The race card does matter. I don't give a fuck. You're going to give my 2 black kids some free motherfucking food from an organization called Feeding Empty Little Tummies. Like my kids need some motherfucking food. I pay for school lunch. My kids' school lunch not motherfucking free. They got me so mad. I can't even like contain myself. I feel like it was malicious, and I feel like it was racist as fuck. Don't you do no shit like that ever again in your life. She was like, well, you're welcome. And I said, don't tell me that I'm motherfucking welcome. I'm talking about flipping out. She was like, no, I was saying you're welcome to bring the food back. Yeah, let's take this shit back. Y'all finna get this shit back. Don't you do no shit like that ever in your motherfucking life. Whoever gave my kids this motherfucking food, don't ever play with me like that. from the organization called Feeding Little Empty Tummies. Bitch, if y'all had extra food, give it to a whole motherfucking class. Don't you ever single out my motherfucking kids to give some free food from an organization called Feeding Little Mother. Bitch, if I go home and show you hoes my pantry, you bitches might cry. Got me fucked up. My kid.
Feeding little. Every time she says feeding little empty tummies, it's not funny. It's not funny. But it is. But it is. It is funny. It's hilarious. Y'all, when my sis Yo-Yo played this video earlier today on her channel, when I tell you, I went to her TikTok and watched the video over and over again, and I just laughed and laughed, and then I showed my kids, and they laughed. It was just so funny, feeding empty little tummies. Like, who comes up with this shit? Who would come up with something like that? Y'all, it's like 50 of you guys in here, and none of you guys have liked my doggone. For real? That's how y'all feel? That's how y'all feel? Feeding empty little tummies. Well, first of all, put a 1 in the chat if you feel like they singled if they singled out Peach's kids for this charitable gift. Or put a 2 in the chat if you feel like Peach is just doing too much as usual. Let me know. What do you guys think? Is Peach doing too much? Hey Tavia. Hey AH. Hey Daphne. They might be hungry. You don't know how those kids be carrying on at school. You know, you guys, okay, some of you are mixed reactions. Easton Travel says she's doing too much. Shonda says, now my 6-year-old grandson will eat breakfast before he leaves out of here and eat the breakfast at school too. Joyce, you think she's doing too much? I don't think she's doing too much, and I would have reacted the same damn way. My kid's going to this doggone school with all these clear people, and you gonna give just my 2 kids the little free give back? Are you insane? Are y'all cool? But I would have went up there a different way. I would have been like, excuse me, can you please tell me why my 2 children, and only my 2 children, was given this charitable gift? Now, why, while I am appreciative of it, I just want to know, why did you feel the need to only give it to them? Was there a reason that they were the only 2 selected for this? And I would have given them a chance to explain, and once they did, depending on what they said, if they told me, well, we picked 2 different, they could have said, well, we picked 2 different kids every week to send this home to. But we know that didn't happen. If they told me, well, how would you have explained that to me? And I would have said, you know what, I feel that you selected my kids based on the color of their skin, and even if you didn't, tell me why you selected my 2 children to satisfy me, because at this point I feel offended, and I don't know where I might take this to at this point. Because why would you select my 2 black children for this charity? What made you think that they were the only 2 children in this whole school that needed this? Now, if it wasn't the whole school, why would you think that only the black kids in this class needed this? I would have had a problem with that. I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now, I would have went smooth off, but not cursing and not using profanity. I go out for a lot less, okay? But at the same time, where I live, things happen, but I've seen, like I said, I have everything coming to me electronically through email. So the school and the school district, they have clinics on the weekend for your kids to get, and they started doing this. The more immigrants we got, the more illegal immigrants we got, the more they do stuff like this, because they weren't doing it before when I was growing up. And also after COVID, they got more money. They charge us in California, we paid probably the most taxes ever. We're paying like 11.5% in taxes. So that's another reason they have extra money to do this stuff with. So now the school districts are they're having clinics once a month, so you can go take your kids to get shots. They give away free food. You can go to different schools and do like a drive-through, but they'll let you know that they're having it. It's not something that they send the kids home with. Like if you want to be able to go get that food, if you want to participate in the feel food free drives or the free food drives rather, then you can go do that. But they've never sent anything home. Even around COVID, when the kids were at home, y'all remember when we had that all that stuff they was giving us. They was giving us EBT. First time in life I had ever got EBT. Y'all, I promise I felt like I was rich. I had never had EBT before in life. And you know what? I was spoiled. I loved it. I loved that I didn't have to come out my pocket. Because I'm telling you, even though I was working, sometimes it would be hard to pay food out of pocket and pay all those co-pays. Like I never got anything. I wanted food stamps the whole time. So I was happy to get them. And that's why I say whatever they give, get it. Whatever they're giving you, get in line and get it. For you and your kids, don't you ever turn your nose up at nothing. Anyway, so they were giving out COVID stamps. And then the school still said, here, come pick up these laptops. I never turned my kids' laptops back in. I don't know how many laptops I got floating around this house. They was giving out free Wi-Fi little boxes. They were giving out, you could go pick up lunches at school. One time I went and picked it up just to see what BS they had, giving it away. My kids didn't eat that shit, and so I never went back up there and got it. But my point is, California still gives out a lot of different stuff when it comes to the kids. And even now, like all the years when my older two kids, and I think even my third daughter, I paid for free, not free lunch, I paid for school lunch the whole time they were in school. Then the last two, finally, they want to give out free lunch to every student in California. They should have been did that. But anyway, just imagine though, if you have black children in a predominantly white school, you would feel some type of way. And I feel Peach on that. But Peach, again, remember when you were talking about how people need to get off food stamps and people need to use it as a stepping stone, and how people need to get off Section 8, and you glad that Trump is taking food stamps away and Section 8 away from people? Remember when you were saying that? Remember when you said you don't feel sorry for nobody? Remember you were just saying that today while you were having breakfast? You don't care. You don't feel sorry for people. And people need to do this and people need to do that. Remember? Remember how you were just bragging that your kids all get iPads from school? Remember, your kids go to school with doctors and lawyers, and the whole time, those people are looking down on you the way you look down on your family in Tampa. Remember, you didn't want Wood to talk to his own mother. You didn't want Wood to have anything to do with his own family because you're trying to get away from all that. Everything you're trying to get away from, he keeps running back to. Remember, you don't want to have nothing to do with those people out there. You moved on. But today you were reminded of who you are. And you ain't never going to shake this. You ain't never going to shake this. You can never change this. I don't care how much money you got. The first thing they see coming when they see you is not how much money you think you have. They see this. And I wanted to bet you and your kind, you're not welcome there. You're not. And I'm not saying that to say that you're not welcome. You should be able to go anywhere you want to go and live wherever you want to live. But I'm sure that you're not wanted there. And today they and it's those little what they call microaggressions that are used to put us back in our place, to show us. And you're in the wrong place for that. Even though you are from Florida, Peach, Lake Ranch, whatever it is, that's a new place for you. They're not used to people like you cursing people out and filming the kids and coming to sending your daughter to school without her hair combed, all those little things like that. When people, and I remember when I was in college, I told my grandfather, I said, well, I want to live around people who look like me. He said, no, you don't. He said, once you educate yourself and you make a certain amount of money, you're not going to want to live around a lot of people who don't have the same type of lifestyle that you do. And sometimes it's not even about color, it's about the way things look, right? I guess, like I said, God had to kick me all the way off my high horse because sometimes I get a little snobby and a little bougie. Forgive me, y'all. I'm a product of a poor background, and I'm not used to shit. I'm just playing. My mama's in here. My mama gonna kill me. Um, no, but for real, it's not even about sometimes about your money or even if you're rich, even if you one of them, if you don't know how to act, they don't like that because them people they get kind of skittish and scary. They worry about the property value. They worry about crime. They worry about what kind of element you're gonna bring with you. Sometimes it's not even about this. Sometimes it's just, hell, why the hell you at the schoolhouse, down to the schoolhouse with your phone out filming all our kids? Why the hell are you at the schoolhouse looking like first one thing and another? Your daughter's hair is not combed. I don't know. You're not even trying to assimilate. You don't go to Rome and do what you want to do. You do as they do. If you see all the kids coming to school with their hair combed, if you see parents acting a certain way and they're reserved, like she said, there are unspoken rules, right? Well, if you feel that way, then carry yourself like that. Why are you at whatever restaurant you were at this morning, and these type of people, they don't care. They'll walk right up to you. Like us, if somebody was doing that, we'd probably just say, they so ghetto. But we're not going to approach them and turn around and say, but these people, they going to look at you and they love to do this. And sometimes they'll get bold and they'll come over and say, won't you be quiet? I remember one time I was young and it's like 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm getting my gas. So I got my music blast and I got to get on the highway and go to work. And this man came up to me, why don't you turn that down? And I probably needed to turn it down. It was early. But sometimes they be older, right? It be older people, right? Because I know my grandmother, she'll say stuff like that, Oh, what are they doing that for? Why are they so loud? Sometimes it just be older people. Sometimes it's not even just about a race thing. Sometimes it's an older person and they come from a time where they could tell somebody's kid something or they could tell you something, right? So sometimes it might be that too. Who knows? But anyway, Peach was in the wrong. You at a restaurant. There's no way you should have felt comfortable going live. Now, if nobody else was out there when you first got there and you were going live and you were being a little bit louder, okay. But once you started seeing other people coming in and other people having their breakfast, it was, and you said you want an etiquette coach, right? And many people were in her live at the time telling her, look, you're wrong. You shouldn't be there at the restaurant being so loud. And she was like, no, I was here first. No, you're an adult, Peach. You know better. And you were just trying to start something. So I feel like Peach just constantly draws all that negativity to herself, right? And still, I feel like those people shouldn't have singled her kids out and did that. Even though people are going to say, well, Peach doesn't care about other people. Look at what she said to that woman about her child. I'm not Peach, and I'm not like Peach. I'm not Peach at all. I still give a damn about people. Like, even though Peach thinks nobody cares, I still give a damn about Peach, and I still, and my mom, would tell you guys right now, she'll tell you, I don't like when people do shit to my people, my family, my people. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if she is mad. I'll go in on her all day long on my channel. I'll go in on her about how she is as a mother, how she treats black women, how she treats black people, how she treats her family, how she treats her husband. I'll go in on her all day long. But ain't nobody else gonna do that to her that's outside of our family, right? Same thing with my family. Like, I might get mad at my siblings all day long, but nobody else better not do something to them. So I feel like they did come for her and her kids, and I do understand why she was mad. But at the same time, just like with my when I tell my siblings, when I got their back in the streets, I got your back. But when we get home, you know you was wrong. And Pete, you're wrong. You were wrong for how you conducted yourself at the library. You were wrong for how you conducted yourself at the restaurant today. You were wrong. You've been wrong all year. You've been wrong, wrong, wrong. And people keep telling you God is going to humble you. People keep telling you you need to change your ways. And you say, ain't no karma. And no, I'll never be humble. You will be humble because now Gorgeous is 8 years old. At 8 years old, I was very clear on what was going on around me. Maybe I couldn't vocalize it. Maybe I couldn't really say it or express it like I could now that I'm an adult. But I remember even now. I remember when people did things. I remember when people said things. I remember when I was a little girl in South Central Los Angeles, and I'll never forget Shirley Ralph. Shirley Ralph. Remember her from Moesha? Remember her from Dreamgirls? And my grandmother was the type of grandmother, she was this type of person. If it's free, oh, me and my grandkids gonna go get it. My grandma's still like that. What they giving out? My grandma has the same nickels she made going to the store for her auntie when she was probably 10 years old. And my grandma don't play. Okay, you got something for me and my grandkids? Oh, they having something? Because when I grew up in South Central, they always had something going on. Like, where I live at now, it's a lot different. But when I grew up as a child, there was always a celebrity coming to our schools. There was always something they were given because South Central LA at the time, it was like a lot of gangs, a lot of violence, a lot of drugs, a lot of poverty. And my mom moved us away from that when we were younger because she wanted us to experience a better life. And where we ended up moving to was predominantly white. And so I got to see the difference of moving from around a certain demographic as a kid. And, you know, I didn't really see racism when I got to where I live now, but now that I'm older, as I got older, I did see some of it, but I didn't really see anything. You know, I thought racism ended with civil rights era, right? Because I was a child. But anyway, this is a black woman, and she looked at me, she gave me a Barbie, and I'm like probably like 10 years old. So I look at it like this, like probably like a Barbie, because I didn't, I'm like, what is this? It was like a cheap Barbie too. And she looked at me and she said, say thank you, you know? And I probably should have said thank you, but it was just how she said it to me. And I never forgot Shirley Ralph saying that to me. I don't like her to this day. And that had to be years ago, like years and years ago, almost 50 years ago. And I still remember when I was a little girl and she said that. So I know that Gorgeous remembers that. I even remember like this incident. I was at like a family friend, kind of like a relative's house, and her kids, we were all supposed to be making like strawberry shortcakes, and one of her kids was kicking me under the table. And instead of her getting her kids, she was like, oh, Charity, you got to go home. Go home. I'm probably because we were just, probably because I kept saying, stop, stop, being a little brat. But she kept kicking me under the table, and her mom sent me home. I never forgot that. Gorgeous won't forget being singled out. Gorgeous will not forget in front of the whole class. It's not funny. It's not funny. Being given that little, let me show you. Because Peach went back to that school and showed her ass. Okay.
Husband to assist me with calming down. So Beach Badge, I just had to call my husband to assist me with calming down because I really feel like they got me messed up. My son Tracy, when he went to his school, his whole school got bags of food similar to this, the whole school. But to single out my children, and I'm talking about random, you got my kids' names on this fucking bag, talking about feeding empty little tummies. Got me messed up. Y'all better not never, ever in y'all life pick my kids to be the kids with empty little tummies. Like noodles, little bootleg cereal and shit like that. I told my kids, y'all not eating that. I'm out enraged. I'm so upset. Like, don't ever play with my motherfucking kids like this. Your life, how you assume that gorgeous Underwood and amazing Underwood got empty little tummies? I pay for school lunch. It ain't free. Better stop playing with me. They can't open the door. Better get this shit back. I don't know who played with my kids like this, but you better not do it no more. Office closed at 4:15 p.m. Current time is 4:08. I dropped my kids off at tutoring. Hi there, how may I help you? I came to bring y'all back this food. Come on in. I don't know which one of y'all had the bright idea to make this for my children, but don't ever play with my kids like this ever again. Whoever you need to talk to, my kids don't have no fucking empty tummies. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. Ever again. Ever again. Don't play with my kids. I'm dead serious. We fuck about nobody else's kids in this motherfucking school, and I don't give a fuck if they kick my kids out of this school. Don't ever in y'all fucking life choose my kids to be the kids that got empty fucking tummies. The fuck? That's so offensive. So, Beach Badge, I just had to call my husband to assist me with calming down.
Well, what did you think it was when you were talking to all the black women and telling them they need to get off food stamps? And, you know, what did you think that was when you told everybody your mother shoveled shit? What did you think it was when you told everybody your sister lived in the projects and your sister couldn't afford, was a single mom, and how she couldn't afford to buy her kids school shoes one year? What did you think that was? Did you think that was offensive? How did you think they felt? How did you think the Peach Patch felt when you got online and you teased them all when you could take your kids to Disneyland and you said, y'all can't take y'all kids nowhere. Your kids haven't been anywhere. Mr. Teddy has been more places than your kids have been. How did you think all the single mothers and all the black women who watch you felt? Did you think about that? Chat, what's going on? Let me see what you guys are saying, because I see y'all on the roll. It was hilarious, for real. I'm trying not to laugh, but it's funny how she said it. But I felt her as a black mom. I felt her as a woman who has felt those microaggressions, who sees the looks. And I have to go out of my way. Like, I have my kids say, Mom, why do you speak like that? Because when I go to their school, I have to use my college educated speaking voice. When I'm at home, I speak to them the way I would, you know, more relaxed. But you have to speak a certain way. You have to carry yourself a certain way. I've felt how the school system, and I've talked about it here before as well. This summer, I did a lot of different lives about different things and how I have to go hard for my children and let them know that, oh, I'm not that average mom. I'm not that mom that's not paying attention, that's not participating, that doesn't know what my kids are going through. I know it all. Like, so you're not going to just tell me anything when it comes to my kids. So I felt her as a mother, but, you know, Peach, like, you're in Florida. Them folks do not care about you. You're not in Tampa. You are not in Tampa with your own people. You know those people who you showed your butt to kids. You know those people you put down. You could still probably go to Tampa if you go with some humility. And those people at Tampa will still have your back. But remember how you treated those people in Tampa? Like, those people, they could have, at that old townhouse you were at, you were a couple of weeks late for your rent. They could have accepted your rent, but they didn't want you there. You don't think that those other people have come to them and said, you know what, I'm going to be a little late? You were just a week or so late, and they wouldn't even accept that rent from you. I got almost 100 people in my chat. Wait a minute. What is that? 92 people in the chat. Only 64 likes. Can we get the likes up? And can you please share out the live? I don't think I've had 100 people in my live before. You know, that would be so dope if I got 100 money getters in the live. If you're not a money getter yet, go ahead and subscribe to that channel for me too. Let's see. Maybe it was after school snack. Travel eats. Come on now. don't know what that was. They could have kept that noodles. Come on, that was about $1 or $2 worth of food anyway. Uh, Shonda, my kids are hungry for breakfast, lunch, and dinner too. They want to eat like all day long too. Um, yeah, Kayanne, like I said, she sends them to school looking crazy. McIntyre looked like he needed his hair washed and rebraided, not putting Peach down, not talking about McIntyre. But when school started, those kids should have had their hair washed and rebraided for the first day of school. Amazing looked like he could have used he looked like he could have did like he had like one of them little, I don't know what kind of nap froze he had going on, but he could have had that done. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna tell you, the girls in the hood, the girls from the hood, from the projects, their kids are cleaner than the Board of Health, and they're not making 6 figures a year, Pete. Those girls from the hood, their kids coming with it, and the kids that look like this and the kids like this. She say, "Oh, the kids that look like this, they don't tease." Yes, the hell they do. When I came from South Central LA to this town I live in now, that was predominantly white, I had, I had to, they had to catch hands just like the kids in LA for messing with me. It wasn't no different. Kids are kids, and kids can be mean, and kids can be cruel. We used to wear these pants in the hood called Just Pants. They had the triangle, right, just like Guess, and instead of Guess, they said Just. My poor little black girl self. I didn't know. I didn't know. Child, when I came to the city where I live at now, them kids was rocking Jordans. The black kids where I live at, we didn't really wear Jordans. We would wear like Nike, but nobody was really wearing Jordans. They were wearing $100 Oakley shades, $100 pants. They were wearing all kinds of stuff like that. And they were wearing Guess jeans. I had never heard of Guess jeans. So when they saw my Just Pants, those white kids teased the hell out of me. I had to stop wearing those Just Pants. And I love those Just Pants. Those Just Pants used to fit so cute on my little petite self. But all the black girls in LA, we wore Just Pants. We didn't know. We didn't know no different. We didn't know no better. That's the way we was rocking it. But when I came to where I was at, the few black girls that were here, they used to use Aquanet on their little nappy hair. They wore the little canvas tennis shoes called Express that tie up. You know, the little canvas little, like they were assimilating with the other kids here, and I tried it on my little nappy 4C hair. I tried to Aquanet my hair. I fell in love. I came from LA loving New Editions, and all of a sudden I'm a big fan of New Kids on the Block. And in LA, New Kids on the Block was like, and so, but yeah, I like Donnie Wahlberg and all of them. I changed up a little bit because I wanted, not because I wanted to, but like my black friends, that's what they were listening to. And, they had grew up out here. So I say that to say that's why Gorgeous probably doesn't want to wear the braids anymore, because the white kids, when I moved where I live right now, they'd be like, "Oh, you cut your hair," or "How'd your hair grow so fast?" Like little stupid stuff like that. Whereas when I grew up around all black kids, they knew, okay, you got in stitchings, so you took your braids out, right? So now Gorgeous doesn't want to wear that hair because kids that don't look like her are probably questioning how her hair went from down her back to now it's just like that. And then these little black girls get outrageous. They all of a sudden want to wet their hair and shake their hair. Your hair is not like the other little girls at school. You're a black girl. And so, it takes a lot when you live in those type of communities, when you are raising your kids around kids who don't look like them. And then you think you could send your kids to school looking dusty and looking however. I know she tried to get the little monogram shirts and whatnot. She did try, but instead of the monogram shirts, go take them for haircuts. Cancer 66, you felt like they singled her kids out. But those are people she thinks so highly of. Absolutely. Absolutely. The kids could have said something. You think the kids, and the kids will tease the kids too. Like, my name is Charity. So what do the kids say? Thanks, Mom, for naming me Charity, but charity for charity, you know, little bag kids. But you know, if they got the little bags, the kids are gonna say, "Oh, that's why you're poor. That's why they had to give you free food." You know, the kids are gonna tease them about that. Miss Connie says schools in my city give out food to the kids. They have a choice of taking it or not. It's not to be offensive. They are feeding less fortunate kids. So they give to all. Yes, give it to all, not just two kids. But she should have asked. She should have asked them. I don't know. She didn't say that she asked, why did you give it to my kids? But she didn't ask, did they give it to all kids? Right? And where that's what somebody else was saying too, that she's always talking about us, so let her deal with it. Dana says she's doing too much. If they didn't give to her kids, she would have had a problem. But if they only gave to her kids, Dana, I see the issue. If they gave it to all the kids, then they gave it to all the kids. But she said, why did they just give it to them? And then they had their names. They had their names specifically written to give it to them. Um, right, Tasha. Things are coming back to her. It's going to come back, you know. She says she doesn't believe in karma, though, so. Right, my mom, Dana, like if we were going somewhere, if we were going to a birthday party or something, my mom would say, if they ask you, do you want somewhere, you say, no, thank you. You take what you give, but you don't go somewhere acting like I haven't fed you at home. You take whatever little bit they give you, and you know, that's enough. Like, like my girls right now, they just know. They'll say no anyway. Even if they're starving, they'll say no. They know better than to go somewhere acting like they haven't been fed at home. But she lets her kids be overindulgent. They're probably asking for more. Who knows how her kids are acting at school? Look at how she allows them to act at home. Like they can have whatever and do whatever they want to do, right? Right, Joyce. Please hit the like button. It doesn't cost a thing. Thank you. Um, Denise N. Hey, Denise N. I think this is the first time you're in here. Hey, Clarica. Um, I think Clarica. I think that I think Gorgeous is old enough to recognize if the other students in her class got it. She said they didn't, but Peach didn't clarify if she asked that question. You know, so we don't really know. Denise says Peach is doing her kids up for all types of mishaps to happen to her, setting her kids up for all types of mishaps to happen to her children. Her kids have it hard enough, but having a mother like her can make them a bigger target. Absolutely. Um, you know, I'm sure kids like you. One thing she did wrong, she should have never done was shown those kids shirts that they were going back to Lakewood Ranch. But she wanted to prove to, I guess, people that her kids were still going to the same school, or and insinuate or imply that she is still living in the same area, if she is or if she isn't. That's what she wants people to believe, right? So she had to prove that, but she shouldn't have shown that. Let people believe what they want to believe, but you shouldn't have shown those children school, because I bet you that people are calling up to those kids' schools, and even now, I bet you they're gonna, you know, say, "Hey, I got videos to show you. This is what Peach is saying." I bet you 9 times out of 10, one of her haters, one of her PAHs, are calling up to the kids' school. I wouldn't call up there, but I bet you somebody has. And you know what? Even if you hate Peach, don't call them children's school. Those kids don't have nothing to do with that foolishness that their mom has going on. Don't do that to them. You know, kids should be able to be safe in spite of how foolish their parents are. Hey, Truly Ty, thanks for tuning in. I would have approached it differently too, just because they expect us to act like fools. Exactly, but I understand why Peach went off. Exactly. I agree, Truly Ty. Shonda says schools have all types of programs now. How do we know they only provided the black bags to her children? That's what a lot of us are questioning. If it went down like she says it did, if Gorgeous, I guess she believes Gorgeous But Gorgeous said it was only her, Amazing, and another kid. Maybe she was the only one that got, that went from her class. I feel like Gorgeous would know. At 8 years old, I feel like my kids would know. But I still always ask. Whenever my kids come home and tell me anything, the first thing I'm doing is going on a an information mission. I'm going on a mission to, I'm going to go ask questions because kids will tell you one thing and it not be necessarily the case. So you got to ask questions. And Peach didn't say that she asked that question. All she said is, why did you give it to my kids? She didn't ask if they were the only kids. Well, we'll go back and listen and see to be sure. You dropped your phone in the toilet tonight. Be careful. The school could help in other ways for the children, but she has messed that up by the way she handled it. Absolutely, Daphne. Dion says she was not doing too much. She is a person who stays offended because, oh, you said she was doing too much. She is a person who stays offended because she needs a reason to react incorrectly. It feeds her belief system. Absolutely. It wasn't because her kiddos are a specific race why I get offended. Because she didn't say what race the other kid was. She just said the race of her children. She didn't say what that other kid was. Um, Thank you, Daphne. Daphne says you're speaking the truth. Dion says instead of blaming the school, at least they are ensuring the kiddos eat when she don't. Mika M says my daughter just reminded me when they used to give them on Friday snack packs, but she believed the whole school received them. But what I'm thinking, CPS gave the school the kids' names. Maybe, maybe because she said it was a program that the school is working with. That could be it. That could be it too. Thank you, Amware. She said, "Speak MMG." Well said. Tasha Singleton says, "Preach MMG." Thank you, guys. She looks like she's broken. The kids look unhealthy. Well, they don't look like they're not fed. I see Gorgeous picking up a little bit of weight. I don't think they look like they're not being fed. Um, just just for you know PR sake, I would have gave it to all the kids, or I would have sent. If I'm the school administration, I would not have just singled those kids out. It just doesn't look right. What's Sister Act, guys? I love Sister Act too. That's a good movie too. Oh, yep, yep, from Sister Act. Shirley Ralph. You see how she acted in that movie. You seen how Shirley Ralph acted in Sister Act? She wasn't no good in that movie either. Hey Norma, thanks for coming in. Hey Asa, what's good? This your first time in my life. Hey Forever Autumn. Yes, Gorgeous is the only girl amongst her siblings. Yeah, Crystal, Peach needs to get her neck checked for real. Um, yeah, I hope she doesn't handle things the way Peach does either, Daphne. Um, right, Miss Connie, the first thing she needed to do, and instead of just making people like me feel like that it was the case, like establish that I asked, and we're gonna go back over that video one more time to make sure, because she did say, "Why did you?" I think she said, "Why did you only give it to my kids?" I think she said that. Right, Forever Autumn, she does. So it's hard for anybody to be empathetic with her when she has said repeatedly, and she even doubled, or excuse me, tripled down on it today during her live. If you watched her live that she posted today, this morning, early this morning, I was in bed watching her, and I watched the gentleman came over and asked her, "Can she bring it down?" He wasn't even being really smart aleck, but she chose that as another opportunity to clown and act up. But she made that, she was doing everything possible to offend her chat, talking about she don't give a f about people, and she don't care about them. People know she don't like them. People know I don't like them. I just need the money. but I'm going to give you what you need if you come over here, but please take my class. Please pay your $7.77 for my class, but I don't like you. You know, just real nasty, just really rude. Right, right. Did you see how the school administrator came behind her? You know, those Karens, they love to call the authorities. They probably called the law on her. The way she shoved that food in there, like she gonna do that to the wrong person if she doesn't cut it out. She needs to cut it out. You know, and I don't want that for her. I don't want to turn on uh, this YouTube stuff one day and hear that Peach has been arrested, that, something bad has happened to her or one of her children because of her antics. Right, Kimberly. She found out today. She learned today. Yeah, I think that teacher that she bought all that stuff for was at the Sylvan Learning Center. And I think she said she had each of her kids spend $60 on her. Now, Peach, like, why do you do the most like that? Like, why would you give that lady to mom because she's really good with your kids? Well, you pay them $5,000 a month. They know you got to be crazy and you don't know what to do with money, because who's going to pay 5K a month for tutoring when they can get a college student, or they can have let the school give them free tutoring services, because that's what they do in California. They offer math on one day and English on one day if your kid is behind or they need to catch up, or they need extra help with those subjects. So I don't know why her kids aren't getting those things from the school. I'm thinking, and then also today she showed herself with her kids at a speech therapist. Why do her kids, she said they're getting those services at school, so why do they need them outside of school too? Like, is that charter school not providing those things? Because I know in California, again, they provide all of those things. If your child needs speech therapy, if they need help with tutoring, if they need help with resources, they have a program that will assist them with everything. Title V sets the standards, and I don't know if we still have that because we don't have the Department of Education anymore, but I know that schools are supposed to help with all that stuff. Once the kids turn 3 in California, once your child turns 3, they're supposed to get help from the school district with anything, like if they're autistic, if they're in special ed, all of that. The schools here in California will help them with that, with any needs that they have. Hey, Linda Lewis, thanks for tuning in. How are you? Thank you. Thank you for the compliment. Thank you. God bless you too. Good night. Have a good night. Hey, Dana. She made it worse by acting like she could have just made something up to tell. I thought she was just making it up. Like the way she was saying it, because Peach is so dramatic and she's always rage baiting and always trying to, and it's the end of the month. People say when it's the end of the month, Peach really ramps up the BS. So, that's what I thought it was. But she actually went to her kid's school and cut up. You think she's lying too, Tina Marie? And right, KM, perception is everything. Um, you think she made it worse, Dana? I think she's in her feelings. Like, Peach doesn't have any emotional intelligence. She says her elevator goes all the way to the top, but every little thing can get to her. And this right here will send her into a spiral, because being confronted with the fact that of who she is, because she, in her mind, Peach makes all this money. So Peach pays for things that she really doesn't have to pay for. The tutoring, the speech therapy, taking McKay to look at Teslas and Ferraris or whatever it was that he was looking at. All those different things, paying top dollar for things because it makes her feel good to be able to spend this money. It makes her feel like she has arrived. Okay? Right. Ronald McDonald Hospital brown bag meals. The other kids are worse than us. They can be forever autumn. And she said that too. Oh, black kids. Oh, the kids my kids go to school with these type of kids. They don't tease kids. That's what black kids do. And then the peach patch starts agreeing with her. That's how black women act. Black women love to tear you down. Well, you saw it today, huh? Hey, Butterfly Family and Vlogs. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, Valerie Bradley. Right, Daphne. The inside matters just as well as the outside. I think it was probably Mcintyre. That I believe that's who it was. But I think Mcintyre also had on the green shirt today. But she misses up her content so much. Like one day it would be current, another, and she has the pigtails. Another day she'll show her with the dreaded up uh, lock and twist that she had in her hair. So we never know uh, what's what. We don't know when this stuff happened, but I do believe that this happened today or this week because Peach has been wearing her hair. Because you know what? How we know it happened today? Because Peach has her hair the same way, and she has on the same clothes that she was wearing when she went live this morning. So we know that this happened today. Um, Right, Rhonda. Sorry, but now she knows what offensive feels like firsthand, and I don't feel sorry for her. I hope she learned from this how people feel when she's offending other people. You have a point, Rhonda. You certainly have a point. Oh, B King, she said the other kid was also African American. Yes, Tasha, I'm going to play the video one more time because I want to be clear on that. If not mistaken, she took them out and have been homeschooling them. She said she took one child out, and we thought it was McKay, but she says McKay is getting ready for homecoming this weekend. And McKay is a senior, so I didn't really believe it was him anyway. I just don't know which kid it is. It could be Choice. It could be Choice. I don't know which kid it is. They do the same thing in NYC, Tasha, in New York City with the kids. Cedric, calm down. What are we saying that is so miserable? Like, come on now. Nobody said anything about Peach. Cedric, you stand. It seems like you're the one that needs to move in. You're the one that's over here defending us, defending Peach over here with all these women. Like, go find you something better else to do. Go. Why don't you go make you a Peach support page? Why don't you go over to your page and make your page a Peach support page? And so everybody like you who wants to defend Peach and who wants to move up her as you told me to do, you want to do that. Why would you even suggest something like that? Like, what kind of person are you? You are disgusting. That's why you suggested that. That is so gross. But you should go over to your page and you should make a page for Peach. Right, alive from the pits of hell. Let me just go ahead because you know what, tonight, let me go right to your comment. Let me go right to your comment and let me report it. Because you know what? Um, your kind should not be on YouTube. Bye-bye. There, he won't be bothering us anymore. He won't be bothering us again, not from this page. Bye, Cedric. Uh, you think Cedric is Peach? Probably is. Probably is. Hey, Jacqueline G, how are you doing? Oh, Rossi sent you over here. Hey, Layla, how are you doing tonight? Thanks for tuning in. Um, Hi, Grace. Thank you for the compliment. Uh, I blocked him. He blocked. He gone. He'll be back on another page. Hopefully not, but that's how they usually do it. Nobody wants to be like anybody. You know what? We all have our ups and downs, and that's crazy if anybody wants to be like Peach. If anything, people just want to learn how she's making money as a content creator, and she doesn't really do that. Like she went all the way back to Timbuktu to dig up Millionaire Mommy to use her as an example of people who she helped. Like, where's your current students, Peach? Like, focus, focus. Stay out of the nonsense. Stay out of the negative. Like you're supposed to be having a sister circle tonight, okay? And that's what you were supposed to be promoting this morning before you got into it with the patron at the restaurant, and then later on today you got into it with the school. What kind of mentoring are you supposed to be doing? Hey, Ready Rocks Dances, thank you for tuning in. You done came over here to my channel. I was over on Roxy's channel earlier and I saw these videos. Yo-Yo posted the first one when she was first upset, but Roxy posted the other ones. Thank you, Roxy, for tuning in. Um, hey, Camerons, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Roxy, for sending the support over. I appreciate you, Roxy. Thank you, Yoli, one and only. Thank you, Rox, once again for sending people over here. I appreciate it. Can I get you guys to hit the like button? What I'm at, 90. I'm almost at 100 likes. Let's get the likes up, please. I appreciate you guys. And also subscribe to my channel as well if you would like. Hey, The Life of Jada. Hey, Moo Moo. All money ain't good money. Absolutely right. Ain't no way I put my family out here like Peach. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm like, this is like yet another thing, right? For her kids to be teased about and all of that. Hey, Layla. Hey, Daphne Montgomery. Right, an Indian giver. Thank you, Yoli, one and only. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. I appreciate you. Hey, keep pushing. Thank you guys. We're gonna go back over there to her TikTok real fast. I know some of you said you wanted to see that video again, and also we want to get some clarification on exactly what she said.
My husband to assist me with calming down because I really feel like they got me messed up. My son Choicey, when he went to his whole school got bags of food similar to this, the whole school. But to single out my children, and I'm talking about random, you got my kids' names on this fucking bag, talking about feeding empty little tummies. Got me messed up. Y'all better not never, ever in y'all life pick my kids to be the kids with empty little tummies. Like noodles, little bootleg cereal and shit like that. I told my kids, y'all not eating that. I'm about enraged. I'm so upset. Like, don't ever play with my motherfucking kids like this. So, like, how you assume that gorgeous Underwood and amazing Underwood got empty little tummies? I pay for school lunch. It ain't free. Better stop playing with me. They can't open it up. Better get this shit back. I don't know who played with my kids like this, but you better not do it no more. Office closed at 4:15 p.m. Current time is 4:08. I dropped my kids off at tutoring. Hi there, how may I help you? I came to bring y'all back this food. Come on in. I don't know which one of y'all had the bright idea to make this for my children, but don't ever play with my kids like this ever again. Whoever you need to talk to, my kids don't have no fucking empty tummies. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. Ever again. Ever again. Don't play with my kids. I'm dead serious. Fuck about nobody else kids in this motherfucking school, and I don't give a fuck if they kick my kids out of this school. Don't ever in y'all fucking life choose my kids to be the kids that got empty fucking tummies. The fuck? That's so offensive. So beach bitch, I just had to call my
Not She said I came to bring y'all back y'all food. And another thing I noticed is, girl, you got your kids at that school with those names, gorgeous and amazing. You asking for them to be singled out. Not that they should be singled out, but I'm just saying you are giving people a certain perception of your kids with just their names. They're gonna think to themselves, who gives their kid a name like gorgeous? You know, people just have those type of prejudices, right? Just anybody would say, who would name their kids something like amazing? Like, you automatically have a thought in your mind as to what type of person this will be just because of those names. So and then cursing and throwing that food like that. Which one of y'all had the bright idea? Like, girl, 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 I wouldn't
Assist
be
me with
like,
calming down.
in California, you cannot go to a school and behave like that. That is grounds for an arrest. If you go to a school cursing and turning up like that in California, I don't know how they run it in Florida, but if you were to do something like that here in California, oh, you would be asking for a court date. You would go to court and you would be penalized for that. It says it on the wall. You cannot come into the school um, acting like that. You cannot do that. And with so much going on, it's way too much going on. It's way too much going on for anybody to think that it's okay to be disruptive at a school. They don't know what you may do next. They don't. Like, you may be coming up there pissed off behind that, but they don't know what your intentions are. So, she might want to proceed with caution. Like, I wouldn't act like that. In Florida and that stand your ground state, they do things way differently. I just wouldn't act like that anyway because I'm too grown for that. But y'all, I see that someone said that she actually wrote on her community wall that let me see, that the other kid was black. So let's go to her channel and let's see what she wrote on her community wall. Uh, yes, I'm upset that Lakewood Ranch Preparatory Academy, a predominantly white school in Lakewood Ranch, Florida, decided to give my two black children free food in black plastic bags from an organization named Feeding Empty Little Tummies. Like, who would name an organization that? I don't know, but that's a weird name. Yes, I called and asked the school why were my children given free food in those black plastic bags. They told me that they had an organization come to the school and give free food to children. I proceeded to ask them, do my kids look like they have empty little tummies? Do my kids tell y'all that they are hungry? And then I flipped the fuck out afterwards. My daughter stated that only her and one other black child in her class received these bags of free food from Feeding Empty Little Tummies and asked me, did I sign them up for a special program or something? Because she said only her and another kid got it. This situation is very upsetting to me as a black mom of 9 kids who worked super hard to ensure my 9 kids never have empty little tummies. Was it even called that, Peach? Because you just keep saying that name. Peach is probably pissed off, but Peach is using it. She's milking it. Peach is definitely milking it. If you have free food for empty little tummies, give it to the families who really do have empty little tummies, or simply don't accept the donations from Feeding Empty Little Tummies if there is no need. I did not sign any form stating that my family was in need of any assistance, and my kids haven't stated that they had empty little tummies either. Not only do I pay for school lunch because my family doesn't qualify, I even, well, maybe you do qualify. Maybe y'all do qualify, Peach. Um, I even donated snacks to the school. Remember how happy she was when she was buying all that stuff for the school? She felt so a part of. She felt so um, elite and prestigious. She felt so rich. Remember yesterday she just posted, and I'm going to go to that too. Um, you motherfuckers at Lakewood Ranch Preparatory Academy in Lakewood Ranch, Florida, better not ever in y'all mother effing life perform another humiliation ritual on my kids like y'all did today. I truly feel like it was malicious and racist. I feel like it was a humiliation ritual. I feel like it was putting you in your place. I feel like it was. I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not somebody who goes around saying, oh, everything is. I'm not that type of person, but I'm intelligent enough to notice a microaggression when I see it. And that was a microaggression. That was telling Peach in so many words what they think of her, and what they think of her kids. And even if she did assimilate, even if she did act the way they did, even if her kids were prim and proper, and even if they came to school with their dress to the nines, they're still going to do shit like that to let you know. Especially when you're at the school with your camera out like this, like you ain't never been nowhere. Like you probably pissed them off with that. And so they're gonna piss you off back. That's how people act sometimes. Like they don't tell you, I don't want you here. They don't tell you because they can't say, oh, I don't want you here. I don't want your kind here. They do little things to make you feel uncomfortable. That's how that goes. Um, but let me go to her Facebook page. Let me see if I can pull that up if it's still there. Well, I need to check my own Facebook page. Shit. I haven't been to Facebook really. I've been over here carrying on YouTube. um, Let me see. She posted something the other day, and this is funny. It's ironic, right? The irony of all this stuff, Peach. Um, Let me see. Where is it? She posts so damn much. Okay, in the state of Florida, Peach Mcintyre is considered rich. And this is what she posted. Can you guys see? It said, here's a breakdown of different financial benchmarks in Florida. Top 1% to be among the highest earners in Florida. You need to have an annual income of about $852,206. Peach, you don't have an income like that, I don't think. Top 20%, the minimum income to be in the top 20% of Florida is around $122,779. Upper middle class, the upper end of the middle class in Florida can range from approximately $150,000 to $135,835 annually. Well, $105,000. Wealth versus income. While high income is an indicator, true wealth also involves significant savings and assets. Peach, you don't have any assets and you don't have any savings. So I don't know how that applied to you, but she says in the state of Florida, she is considered rich. So imagine that slap to her face today when her kids was given that free food. I think it's more so than about race. I think it was a slap in her face. And she says that I work hard. You lord it over all of your followers' head. I make this amount of money. You were just in the bank. You were just doing this yesterday. You were showing off, showing everybody how you were able to go and just have $20,000 counted out for you. Remember the song you sang to us, Hey Ugly, Hey Ugly. Remember that? Oh, this is not your page. This is your page. Remember? This is her. Wait a minute. Let me go to it. Let me go to it so I can. So look. See how she's teasing us? She's at the bank. She's getting this money out. Getting it counted out. Playing that song, Hey Ugly, Hey Ugly, Hey Ugly. That's the song that's playing on this. And she wanted us all to see how she got $10K at the bank.
$20,000 minimum a month. Bitch, I tell y'all all the time, I made $20,000 minimum a month as a content creator. Let's go get 20 racks. Oh wait, they're only gonna let me get $10,000 max at this bank. So we'll have to drive to another one to get another $10,000. Let's go. Navy Federal.
But you see how she goes to the bank with her hair sticking up all over her head? You can't buy class. People don't care how much money, you got in your pocket. Looks are everything. that's the first thing people see when they see you. They see how you look, right? And so you want to come on here, hey ugly, and talk about, you're talking to your audience. You have what? She has how many followers on here? 20,000 people now. 20,000 people. That's how you're. Who are you talking to? She said, no, I'm not talking to the Peach Patch. I'm talking to the PAHs. Well, Peach Patch and PAHs both watch you, and they're both getting that negative energy from you. You don't know which member of the Peach Patch could use that money or that bag of food to feed their children with empty little tummies. It's the end of the month. You don't know who's working and trying their hardest to make sure they can have money to pay for rent and food the next month while you're going to the bank showing everybody that you got 20K. Not only are you making a sitting duck out of yourself, not only are you, and you always have your children with you, right? And you're always showing your children school. Anything can happen. I don't even want to say the amount of different things that could have happened to you or your children by you exposing that, by you showing off like that. But it's more important to you to tease and to put down the people who watch you than it is for you to have good common sense and use good common sense, right? People know where you're at every day. You're at the library, you're at the kids' school, either dropping off and picking up. They know what time. They know all of that. And they could follow you home. They can just follow you and mark your moves every day. I wouldn't even be so dumb. I wouldn't do that. I don't even like going to the ATM to pull out 20 bucks. I don't like going to the ATM if I don't have to. So, because you just never know. So, yeah. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Thank you guys all for hitting that like button for me. I appreciate that. Thank you all the new subscribers. Thank you everybody who... Ooh, okay, we made it to 107 tonight, 112 likes. That's the first. Let me get some money bags. Get money. Can I get some money bags in the chat, guys? If you rocking with me, please go ahead and put a money bag in the chat. That's what's up, guys. I'm so proud of us money getters. We're just showing up and showing out. I love that for us. I really do. Not just for me, for us. And like I said, tonight, I wasn't even intended on talking about Peach until she came out with this mess. I had a different show planned for you guys. Tomorrow I got stuff to do early. Tomorrow it might be a little old, but we can still talk about it. I think I'll go live at 6 tomorrow. Oh, no, I won't. No, I won't. I might not even go live tomorrow. I actually have plans tomorrow, y'all. So I have plans the whole day. So I probably won't come on here tomorrow. I'll probably come on Saturday, though. And if you guys, my email is right there in my profile. If you guys come up with topics or other things you want to talk about, it doesn't always have to be Peach. It could be about anything, literally. Things that affect you or things that you think that we would like to talk about. I also wanted to talk about this epidemic of side chicks, unaliving wives. I'm seeing a lot of that in these last few weeks. I wanted to do a live about that as well. Let me know if you guys want to talk about that. What's good entertainment you love? Thanks for tuning in, sis. Girl, she acting up today. I wasn't even gonna go live about this today. I was gonna tell you guys about how I was right. Rihanna had her baby girl. I was going to talk to you guys about, I have a lot of stuff to talk about. I have like 10 different bullets that I was going to go over. Jaden Daniels, the quarterback whose mother is always right there to block the hoes from getting to her baby boy. Krishan trashed a hotel room in Vegas. Her son was present, and they ended up calling CPS. I was going to talk about that as well. And TikTok. Today, President Trump got the owners of TikTok to sign over TikTok to be bought by a U.S. owner or whatever. Let me say that right. TikTok is now U.S. owned, so no ban on TikTok. They sealed the deal today. Starbucks is closing like 900 stores. which is funny because they just opened a new store across the street from my house, but they said they're going to be closing hundreds of stores and laying off like 900 people. So if you don't see Starbucks in your neighborhood no more, that's why. What else? Oh, and Burlington. Today I saw that they have this little mechanism to take your picture before you can even go into the store. It's like right there, and they want to take your picture. Like, if I go to my local Burlingtons, and I see that, I'm walking right back out in Burlington. I don't even think I want to shop in there at all because y'all don't have anything in that store worth me letting you take my picture and put me in your database. That's crazy. This world is getting crazier and crazier. Um, and I had some tea on Mariah Carey, and that's it basically. But I thought it'd be fun to talk about other things. I know you guys get a little bored talking about Peach McIntyre unless she does something really like just out there. Um, we can talk about other things as well. Whatever floats our boat, right? We're the money getters. We get into the money over here. We can talk about how we're gonna get to this money because we got Christmas coming up. Are y'all ready for Christmas? Y'all ready for them kids' Christmas? Um, I'm ready. Y'all, why my kids say they wanted a new stove and refrigerator? I know they don't think they get nothing else for Christmas. They want a new house. They got big things they want. So I gotta be in these internet streets. I don't know. I'm retired now. I don't. Child, please, they better keep this house clean. I know that before I move them to somewhere else. But yes, we could talk about all kinds of things, guys. We don't have to just stay focused on Peach all the time because I mean, she's fun to talk about, but like how the guy came over here, oh, y'all all up in her stuff. Look, when she do something, we gonna talk about it. Her life, our entertainment. We don't just talk about Peach. There's lots of stuff for us to talk about. If people do stuff and they come to YouTube with it, look, it's not like we're going to knock on her door. Like, what you got going on? It's not like she's not a YouTube phenom, right? Because Peach is a public figure. She has millions of followers. It's not like she's just a private citizen and we're on her talking about her. No, we're talking about somebody who doesn't mind going out into the community and bothering folks and whatnot. Some little minion of Peaches. So one of the money getters said it was probably Peach herself. Yo. I don't doubt it. I don't put it past her. I really don't. I really don't. Let me get back to my channel and my own chat. I'll talk about whatever I want to over here. Honestly, if I want to talk about Peach, I'm gonna talk about Peach. I'm gonna talk about Peach anytime I want to talk about Peach. Right, Yoli one and only. I always stand up for myself. Hey, C Bunny, while checking out my cart on. Oh, when you were checking out your cart, you would have to pay tariffs. For real? On eBay? Or was that something that they were saying that? Oh, I don't shop at eBay. Right, she do need to go home, yo. Um, Christmas is right here. We're October, basically. We're right at October. This year went by so quick, but then it also went by kind of slow, too. Right, nature lover. They're just throwing it all out there. But you guys stay tuned. I'm gonna be releasing my new shopping page. Don't go out here just hold on, hold on, hold on. Make sure you know about the deals before you go out here and just spend your money. Make sure you know what deals are coming. Make sure you know who got what. Because at this time of our lives, we're gonna shop for Christmas anyway. We gotta buy food. If we have kids, we don't have to buy them the world, right? But however much money we have on our budget for Christmas, for the holidays, we want to be, we want to make sure that we're getting the most bang for our buck. At least I do. Like I said, I was looking at Best Buy. I saw a new refrigerator I wanted with French doors. I don't have one like that. I have the doubles, the two-sided refrigerator, and I had a newer stove, but it's old now. So I want to update my kitchen. I also want to move too. So I'm like, should I get this stuff now or should I just wait until I'm ready to move? I don't know. However, I was like, why would you be getting this stuff now? Black Friday is just around the corner. Black Friday will be here before we know it. That's when all the TVs, all the appliances, everything you can think of. If you need new furniture, and people say, why are you guys getting your kids new bedroom sets now? They should have been had that because they're on sale. That's why, smarty pants. Everything is going to be on sale. Every store is going to have something on sale. If you're looking to buy a car, I would buy it in December when they're trying to get rid of the cars for the 2025s, and they got the 2026s coming in. Everything at the end of the year. There's not going to be any better sales than at the end of the year. They say January too is a good time to buy, but and don't say you don't got the money. Start Instacarting and DoorDashing and all that now. Um, they're gonna have lots. Last year, my daughter wanted to do like Spark, and I was like, "Girl, you cutting into my time to make my affiliate money. I make too much money to be out here playing this game with you." But I did it because, just because she wanted to do it or whatever. But and she was doing it with her sister, and she wanted to kind of do it on her own with me or whatever. But they were making money. They make thousands of dollars during the Christmas season, and it's something fun to do. You know what I'm saying? So, and you can take your kids with you. That's not something you have to worry about if you have a babysitter for, right? Especially if you have like middle schoolers or teenagers, let them use their legs and run that stuff to the front door or whatever. Um, if you live, I don't know, you might not want to do that, but just take them with you, right? Right, Layla. We need all the tea on everybody. We need to be in everybody business, okay? And they want us in their business anyway. If we're not in their business, if we're not talking about these people, then they don't have relevance. That's the number one thing. If we don't talk about them, then they just go away into oblivion. They just go away, and then they want us to talk about them. They wish that somebody was talking about them. Like people who don't want you in their business, they don't call the paparazzi on themselves. They don't come to social media telling all their business. Um, One thing I did like about Rihanna, I like that when she's pregnant, she don't care. When she's ready to tell the whole world, if she doesn't want you to know, you don't know until she's ready to tell you. Once she tells you, her stomach is out. The whole pregnancy is out. She's not hiding anything. You're gonna see my babies. You're gonna see me holding their hands, and you're gonna see me loving on my family. I love that. When she was ready, she showed a picture of her new daughter. She didn't have to do that, but I was thankful that she did show her baby because the little girl is cute. She looks like she's gonna look like mom and like her brothers. Her name is Rocky. Um, all of their names start with the R. It's Rihanna, ASAP Rocky. His first name is Rakim, his real name. And then she has RZA. Her kids have cool names. I like their names, but they're a little out of there too. And Riot, and now Rocky. Kind of like Peach named her kids. We got to do better with naming our children, but they're cute. And Rihanna's a billionaire, so Rihanna kids ain't gonna be going to school with just anybody. Her kids, if they even touch a school, right? But I'm sure they do. Um, you need a makeup palette, Daphne. Uh, yeah. Mac is gonna have a good deal, like the Gap. All these stores. Last year I got some good sales from True Religion. The kids are really into True Religion. Everything was like 50% off, or even more. I think like the jeans were like $50. The shirts were like $20. I thought that was a good deal. UGG. Like I don't buy my Uggs unless I buy them on Black Friday. Nike has a 50% off, so they all are going to have a 50% off sale. So if start paying those credit cards down if you haven't already done that. I know uh, we just got over back to school. I didn't have to buy a lot for back to school, but my kids didn't really need anything. And they're not really asking for anything for Christmas. Like I said, they want a new refrigerator and a new stove, and they also want to move. So they're like, we don't care about Christmas. Like, that'll be our Christmas gift. Um, Appliances are on sale in January, Charlene. Charlene, don't have me waiting to January when I could have got them in Black Friday. You right though, for New Year's Day. Dealers always has a big New Year's Day sale too. I remember because when I used to work at Dealers, uh, right out of college, while I was waiting to get the gig I had for 20 years, I worked at Dealers, and they would have like an annual sale on New Year's Day, and you could get all of their clearance stuff for an extra 30% off. So if you want to get your Michael Kors bags and different things, like I had this like cashmere jacket one time I got from there because one year I worked there, so I got my 15% off, and then I got an extra 30% off. It was lovely. Um, Walmart said they are raising their prices up to 45 cents because of tariffs. You know what? 45%? That's a lot. Hey, Shirley, that's a lot. 45% seems like a lot. Shirley, are you sure? I mean, EC Bunny, are you making that up? I feel like you're making that up. 45% seems like a lot. Like, this better not be true. So yeah, that's what's up with Peach. DoorDash, you know what? I don't know if it's safe where you live, Daphne. I see a lot of people doing gigs like that. I know some of my family members do them. I think that everything has a risk associated with it, but for the most part, I mean, it's just as safe as you walking outside from your house to your car. Anything can happen at any time. I've just learned to just stay prayed up and stay close to God and do right, and that works for me. You're in Tennessee. I'm in California, so I'm not sure um, what area you live in Tennessee and how that would be for you. But yeah, I don't know if you know other people who do it. Just read the paper and look around. But sometimes, things look more salacious on the news or on Facebook and stuff like that. One thing can happen, and then it would feel like, that it's happening all the time or it's happening every day, and that's not really the case. You know what I mean? How long have we been on here? We been on here 2 hours yet, y'all? Y'all been in here thugging it out with me. I really appreciate that. All of my new money getters, and as well as my money getters who have been here for months. Thank you, Replay Game, for watching. If you got this far, please comment and let me know you stopped by so I can recognize you and speak back to you. Also, what else I have coming up? You guys watch my content. I posted a video today. Did you guys see Peach at the mall yesterday? And some guy was like, yeah, you better tell Wood to tighten up. And she posted that, like, how could you let another man, a strange man that you don't even know, tell your husband that he better tighten up? See, that's why she keeps going through drama, because she just keeps doing stuff. Then she goes home to Wood, and, they were in bed getting ready to do whatever it is they do. But, don't nobody want you but Wood. And don't nobody want him but you. Y'all got all those kids. Y'all stuck together. So y'all need to quit tripping. But yeah, I guess she wanted to make us feel like, look, other people want me and other people want to be with me. Girl, your hair was sticking up all over your head. That man wasn't thinking about you. He thinking about, can he get a new car out of you too? Thank you, Daphne. I try to keep it real. Entertainment, yup, she want Wood to go record a woman telling him to give him that wood. Yeah, he should get her back. But he not. How he gonna get her back? He always at home. with the kids. One kid in the left arm, one kid in the right arm. Phenomenal, wherever he is, they all in the bed together, just laying there. Like, do him and those kids ever get out of the bed? Like every time I see them, they all just laying in the bed. That's why those kids can't crawl. They can't crawl, learn how to crawl being in the bed all day. Sometimes they be on the floor. I don't know. Hopefully they start crawling soon. You know, how old are they? They're what? Uh, are they scooting yet? Can they sit up yet? Because you got to be able to sit up as a baby. If the baby can't sit up, the baby can't crawl, right? I've never seen those babies sitting up, like just sitting. Like a baby has to be able to sit up. That's what I know as a mom. Let me know if I'm wrong. Y'all, I need a new chair. Ugh. He got Fridays and Saturdays. You think that it was staged? I know, right? It probably was, nature lover. They all get bed sores, yo. um, I don't know, but they need to sit up. You got to start getting them to sit up, strengthening that core. Start doing like, you know, how you take the baby's hands and then you let them like sit up with you. Like start putting them in those little boppies, those little boppy type things where they sit up in the chair and feed them in their high chair. Put them in the high chair and start feeding them. Putting them, start, you know, and if, you know, what are they? 9 months old? Remember we talked about that, baby steps. Take them to baby steps so that they can start getting that therapy that they need. And I'm not being funny at all. This is serious. Like start taking them to that. And start taking them kids outside. You got the wagon. Start taking them outside, you know, tire them out. You know, Wood just doing what he can. He just really doing what he can. Yo. Yeah, so I don't know. What y'all think gonna happen tomorrow down to that school? You think those kids are gonna get expelled? Do you think? Put a one in the chat if you think those kids are getting expelled from Lakewood Ranch Prep. Put a 2 in the chat if you think the law is gonna go to Peach's house and arrest her for going to that school and being disruptive. Put a 3 in the chat if you think nothing is going to happen at all. I think that Peach is going to end up taking those kids out of that school. She's already taken one out. I think she's going to end up taking those kids out of that school. For real. Seriously. And then she had enough nerve to say, I called Wood to calm me down. It didn't help. And since when do you call Wood for advice or to comfort you or for anything? You do whatever you want to on your own. Like, and how you call him? You should have called that man that you met at the mall. Real talk. You think she's going to remove them herself? Yo, I believe that too. I believe that too. I believe that even though they did this, I think that Peach is also using this as an excuse to remove those kids from that school. It's a lot, her having to drive them back and forth, all that distance. That's one. Two, her kids are way behind. And so this is just right up her alley, right? And then she has McKay taking himself to school because I feel like it was always going to be the case that either McKay was going to drive those kids back and forth sometimes or that he was going to drive himself. This was only to prove a point, and she probably tired of proving that point. Driving down there every day, being down there all day long, trying to find somewhere to go live and trying to find somewhere to do whatever she calls work. That's a lot. All that gas money. I know Wood is tired of being with those twins. You know, just like she just makes life so hard on herself. No way in hell would I commute every day to take kids to school and they be down there all day long from, you know, leaving the house at 6 and not getting back home to 7 or 8. Like, That's gotta be a lot on them. That's gotta be a lot of wear and tear on Peach and on what he's stuck in the house all day long with the twins. Come on now. Everybody says she's gonna take them out. I agree. Right, Shirley. She's gonna remove them herself. How the hell do I have a? Oh, okay. Nature Lover says she lies. He didn't get up to calm her down. When she was in a restaurant arguing with someone, he didn't even look her way right. She says that with the charter school, you can be in any district as long as you bring the kids to school. So I don't know how that works, but who knows where Peach really lives? Someone said that her new address was on the web. I won't dox her and I won't say what it is. I don't really care. I don't care what she's doing. Like I said, I just, in her private life off the internet, that's her business. Whatever she puts on YouTube, I don't care what nobody say. Oh, why are you guys reacting to Peach? Why are you guys talking to Peach? If you bring it to YouTube, we can talk about it. YouTube says we can. Fair use, the copyright law says that we can. So if you come over here with it, then we talking about it. And it's just entertainment. It ain't no hard feelings. Nobody cares enough to really like be butthurt over anything that anybody does. But if you bring it to the front, we're gonna talk about it. And it's just what it is. It's just what it is. For whatever reason. You know, why do people think that they can be the only ones that come on here and make money and set the rules? You don't set the rules. YouTube sets the rules. You don't set the rules. You don't get to decide who can make money on social media and how they can make their money. If you want to come on here and act a fool, we're going to react to it. I'm not insulting anybody. I'm not bullying anybody, and I'm not telling anybody else to do that. I have my opinions on Peach and everybody else's business. I have my opinion on Donald Trump and politics. I share with you guys the food I eat. I share with you guys the places I shop. I share with you guys things that's going on in my family. Nobody don't have to watch it if they don't want to. You can always keep scrolling. If you don't like what I say about Peach, don't come over here. Go to your page and go over there and write love songs to Peach on your page. Hopefully she'll be gracious to you. Hopefully she won't curse you out after you come over here and take up for her and defend her, because that's what she usually does, is curse everybody out. So everybody has an opinion and everybody's going to talk, whether we're talking about it on here, whether we're talking about it at home at our kitchen tables. That's what I should call this, MMG's Kitchen Table Talk. I don't steal my name, but yeah, we can talk about whatever we want to talk about. We're not judging the person, we're judging the behavior. And we're trying to give you a little insight, Peach, if you happen to be watching, like the way you handled today was really like your mother handled that little girl at Walmart. You lack emotional intelligence. You say repeatedly you're smart. Your elevator goes to the top of the stairs. But even if you were offended, even if you were correct to be offended, there's a way that you had to respond. You had to beat them at their own game. Always be on the side of right, so they can never do you wrong. That's number one. Don't ever go somewhere thinking because you feel like you're right, you can go cursing and carrying on. No, always rise above it, because you look like this, you always have to do something. You always have to make sure you cover yourself and that you're always in the right. Yeah, cover yourself by using your phone, but still cursing, using profanity at a school. I don't know about Florida, but here in California, using profanity is just cause for an arrest. You can be arrested for that. Yeah, she did the same thing at McDonald's. Peach did the same thing at uh, at Popeyes. She did the same thing at Walmart. Jennifer, I don't think it was about giving the food to the kids. I think it's really, I think Peach really felt offended because she feels like she's just like those doctors and those lawyers. She feels like she's rich. She feels like she's better than for her kids to be given free food. That's what she feels like. She feels like I brought all these, I came up here and I brought all these school supplies. Remember, remember her? I think people who don't buy their children school supplies should, CPS should be called on them. Well, you think that way, right? And you talk down to the Peach Patch, and you talk down to single black mothers, and I feel like she felt like a single black mom today. She felt like a poor black single mother on welfare. Tell me how you did it. Keep your head up, Peach. Keep your head up. Right, she was already hyped up first thing this morning, yo, with the man at the restaurant. That's where it started at. They could have helped her children, but that big mouth with the bumps around them is crazy. Daphne, she needs to be seen by a doctor. Right. I think she may have utilized some free assistance and she was on the list. While her daughter asked, did she sign up for a special program? Clock it. Clock it. What Gorgeous know about special programs? How she know about that? And you know what? These schools do have lists like that for kids who are on foster care, DCFS kids and stuff like that. They're the first ones to get on lists like that. Like if they're giving out free stuff, they already know the at risk, children. So who knows? Maybe somebody came from that program and had a list of names and her kids were on that list. She did get all those free diapers and formula and stuff and packing plays and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Right, Tasha. How does Gorgeous know about a special program? Exactly. Right. Yo-Yo made that point, Nature Lover. You're dropping a video on it tomorrow. She blew it up, but remember, she gave the rundown on how the school helped you. She sure did. She sure did say that. It's okay to get stuff free from, because kicking her leg in front of building free playpens, free milk. Right. It was okay for her to get that free stuff then. Remember when she was, I like the way you are. Remember that? Jennifer, good point. Right. She was okay with receiving the free daycare. Absolutely. And the wig. Mm-hmm. But she was offended. She was offended because those people gave it to her children. That's why she was offended. And she thinks she's rich. When it was all fun and games when you accepted those packing plays, right? It was all fun and games when you were talking about the Peach Patch didn't have money to take their kids places. It was all fun and games then. But now, you're a poor single black mother on welfare, just like the rest of us, Peach. Right? Because that's all black women are. Black women don't take their kids to Disneyland. Black women don't do things for their kids. Black women can't afford to. All black women, except for you, are single black mothers on food stamps and government assistance. All black people live in the projects or on Section 8, right? Right, Peach? Well, now we know who else thinks like that, right? When you perpetuate stereotypes, when you help push those type of narratives, you become a part of it. I think she is not getting up and feeding her kids breakfast. Remember when she stopped in Publix before school for their free cookies and fruit? I suspect the school admin saw that video. You know what? They could have. They saw your kids getting free fruit down to the Publix. You stopped at the Publix and got them free food. EC, you on to something. You smart. You on to something. Or, yeah, C Bunny. Did anyone peep them two kids is Underwood, but the ones in question is McIntyre? No. Did you touch on that in your video? I didn't peep that. Hey Fiona. Right. They can go get free food from the Publix. They stop they gotta get their cookie, and they also gotta get their free ice, and they also gotta get their free fruit. But they couldn't get that free noodles and stuff. Because it wasn't even about them getting free food. It was about her being embarrassed and feeling like, wait a minute, they don't see me like them, but I donated all this stuff to the school. I'm here at the meetings now, but I'm paying for this, I'm paying for that. I paid for my son his own parking spot. I was there with my son, you know. And she don't trust Wood to do things like that. She feels like he's going to say or do the wrong thing because Wood is slow. She don't feel comfortable with him doing things like that. Before school, the school gave my kids free shoes to get at Shoe Carnival. I bought them Jordans, blah, blah. Let me tell you, my boys love those shoes and felt so humble. Right. I don't be, I never go to stuff like that because, first of all, give me a gift card. If you was giving out gift cards, I'd go get me something free. But I got older kids. They don't ever get stuff to younger kids anyway, even if I did need it or even if I did want it. But I love a freebie. I love a freebie. I told you, my grandma be like, oh, you better go down. Oh, you think this and that. Oh, Charity, you think this and that. Oh, my grandma get me together right away. My grandma do not care. She be like, oh, they're going over there to do such and such. They're giving out such and such. Honey. Or my mama called me, I heard they giving out such and such. I think Walmart had an anniversary or something. She said, I heard they was giving out this and that. I'm like, oh, Mom, I'm not going to go over there for that. I don't feel like standing in the line, but let me tell you, I need to stop being so proud. I need to stand in line. If I knew they was giving out free Jordans or free tennis shoes for kids, I don't care if they wasn't Jordans. I don't care if they were just like a $50 gift card. I'll put the rest of the money with it. They giving out something free. I'm a single mother. I'm a post single mother. I'm not going to act like I'm not. Over here, we keep it real. I'm poor and I'm a single mother. And I need all the cheese. I need all the views. I need all the clicks. I need all the likes. We poor over here. I'm not, honey, listen, I don't do this for fun. I do, but I'm having more fun when I'm making money. So yeah, we all need all the help we can get, whether it's door dashing, whether it's content creation. Hey, we need all ends to meet. I don't care where the money come. Long as the money come, when the money come, the money long. When the money come, we need all that money. We need all our ends to meet in this economy. I don't care if you're single without kids. I don't care if you're a mom of 5 or a mom of 10. I don't care if you're married. You and your husband need all your ends to meet. If they're giving it out for free, get in line and get it. If the schoolhouse call you and say we giving out free turkeys and we're giving out free Christmas dinners, go get it. That's a turkey you don't have to buy. If the school says we got an angel tree coming, would you like your child to be on an angel tree? Yep, I do. Don't turn down nothing but your collar. Whatever these people giving out, get it. Especially if you have kids. Don't be too proud. It's not begging and it's not, hey, I know a lot of us are middle class, especially us middle class folks that think we're doing the most, think we got jobs, think we got it going on, and we got all this, honey. We have it the worst. We have it the worst. We're paying co-pays. We're paying for school lunches. We're paying for our medical. We got to pay for childcare. Childcare is high as hell. We got to pay for everything. We got to pay food, cash. We got to pay everything. Listen, a lot of y'all, you might not know it, but you're eligible for food stamps. Go get it. A lot of y'all have special needs kids. Listen, if you don't get all this stuff in your state, move. Go to a state that's going to give it to you. Don't try to be proud and try to have it hard. Whatever they got, get it. But like I said, Miss I'm rich, Miss Rich Bitch Mcintyre, she thinks she's all that in a bag of chips. She likes, playing games and playing reindeer games and stuff. Like she was just at the bank pulling out 20K. Imagine that. I'm at the bank, Big Willie style. I need 20K. Count me out 20K real quick. Oh, you ain't got it. I got to go to 2 banks. Cool. I just need my chips. And then the next day they're giving your kids a bag of stale cereal and old ass ramen in a tied up black bag with her name written on a yellow piece of paper. How humbling. I'm not laughing at her, I'm laughing with her. Or the other way around. Yeah, I am laughing at her. I'm laughing at you, Peach. I feel like that was messed up. But I'm laughing at you too because you know what? When you gonna stop? When you gonna stop? Right, Patricia. Right, Patricia. Exactly. I can't show your comment, but absolutely. Hey, Ann Williams, how are you doing? Yeah, we need to. You know what? We got to get whatever we can get in this season. Get whatever you can get reasonably and responsibly, not hurting nobody, not hitting nobody upside the head, not creating fraud or committing fraud, but whatever you can get, whatever they said they're going to give you, take it. Take it and put your cheese up, because we're going to need it. We're going to need it. C Bunny said they raising up prices 45%, so we're going to need it. We're going to need it all. Um, right, Jennifer, food is a blessing. God is going to punish her. Forgive me. No, that's your opinion. We don't know what God's going to do. We can't speak for him, no. But we will continue to see her get humbled little by little. We will continue to see it because you got to live and learn. And you can't come out here talking about God's people and don't think that you're going to have to answer for that. That's Bible. So you may be right, Jennifer. You may be right. No, C Bunny, cookies and fruit is not a decent breakfast. The school provided food because they're afraid the kids aren't eating well. Is that what you think, C Bunny? Possible, possible. Right, Daphne? She wants to be above everybody else. She says it. She says it. There's a homeless student program in Florida. Yo-yo. Right, Daphne. We're not poor. I'm being facetious, but at the same time, I'm just really saying, hey, I'm not above saying that I could use help. I don't have a husband over here, okay? I could always use some help. All right? It's a lot doing it on my own. And if anybody want to be charitable to charity, be charitable to charity. That's all I'm saying. I'm not ever going to turn down my nose and say, no, I don't want it now. I might not feel like going out there to get standing on line for no free food, though. I might not do that. But who knows? If my kids is hungry, who knows what I would do? Let me tell you something. I would stand on the street corner to feed my kids. I'll do whatever I need to do to feed my kids. Thank God I don't have to, and I never had to. But I won't. But I ain't going to judge another mother who feels like she have to. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying nothing is right or wrong. What I'm saying is, don't ever think that you are above the program. Don't ever think because you are up. Don't ever think that that season cannot change and that tide won't turn from you. That's what I'm really saying. And I'm saying to anybody who's watching, if they're giving out free stuff and if you need it, go get it. Don't let somebody on YouTube shame you. Don't let somebody in your real life shame you. If they're giving out free backpacks, if you feel like you're not going to be able to do it this Christmas, you don't see a way out, put your names, start looking now. It's September, about to be October. They start making those lists now. So start doing it now. Start looking up Project Angel Tree, Toys for Tots. They usually give stuff to little kids, but start putting your name on this now. Start doing your door dashing now. Start doing content creating now. Start picking up extra hours now. Okay? Because ain't nothing worse than waking up as a kid on Christmas and you don't have a tree or nothing under the tree. Ain't nothing worse. Ain't nothing worse. Right, Asa? You feel me? Right, Jennifer. She let that formula rot when some other kids could have used that. Absolutely. See, Bunny, they do. A lot of the Florida schools have closed. A lot of people are having that because they know how hard people are having it. Plus, they're giving a lot to these illegal immigrants, and so that's why they're trying to give it to some of the American children because they give a lot of stuff away to those illegal immigrants when they come over here. Um, you know, they use a lot of the budget to help them. Right, Jennifer. If you get a blessing, you do play it for it. Because just like you're down, you'll be up again. And so when it's your turn, when you're up, don't turn down your nose and say, I ain't giving nothing to nobody. I don't give stuff away. I'll look at a homeless person and eat my food right in front of them. That's crazy. And then for your kids to be treated like charity cases after you said that, that's crazy. Buy XRP before it's too late. What is that? I never heard of that. Y'all, I'm about to get out of here. I would stay longer, but this chair is getting on my nerves. I'm going to find me a more comfortable chair to go live in because, ooh. Thank you guys for all tuning in. Thank you, Yo-Yo, for stopping by. I know you had a lot going on today. I appreciate you for stopping by. It's crazy for her to say that today and then her kids receive food for homeless. Right, right. Now, if that ain't life and humbling you, I don't know what is. Right, Daphne says, thank you for telling us to start now. Don't wait till the holidays because it's the same day every year. Absolutely, absolutely. I live 6 months ahead, 2 years ahead. I know what it's like to be right at the door and like, what? I don't, I have family who help me from time to time and, we help each other and we there for one another. Our kids have, I've never grown up without a Christmas or a birthday. I never went to school without new clothes. Um, you know, I don't know. I've said this before. I know what it is to struggle, but I really don't know what it is to struggle. Um, but I know that it's only God. And anything can happen to any of us, right? We can be up here with lots of money and own our homes and have 2 and 3 cars in the garage and all of that, and anything could happen. So that's why we got to stay humble. We have to stay humble. But yeah. C Bunny says my neighborhood has a back to school party. We fill backpacks with pens, pencils, snacks, paper, and a calculator to any student who wants to. That's good. That's nice. And I know a lot of even if a parent. Here's the thing. This is what I'm saying. Even if a parent could afford it, say there's a lot of working poor, right? And say you get your paycheck, right? But all your paycheck is enough for is to pay your rent and to pay for bills and buy food, right? And you don't have money for extras. Or if you do have money for extras, that's going to take everything you got, right? Like you have everything accounted for. So an extra backpack or an extra pair of shoes will be a big help for you. It'll be money that you can save for an emergency, right? Because not just poor single mothers, but a lot of Americans can't even cover a $1,000 emergency. So that's another thing that we need to start doing. And this is things that we can talk about over here as well, is how can we get our $1,000 emergency funds together. And how, I save my change all year long. Whatever change I get back, like I'll have it in my car filled up. My car console is filled up with change. I'll also have I have this little container I keep all my change in, and before you know it, You can amass hundreds of dollars if you use a lot of cash. I don't always use a lot of cash, but sometimes I do. Um, also, like I said, you can pick up like gigs, like doing DoorDash. You can pick up gigs on Fiverr if you have any type of creative talents. You can even pick up gigs like reading books for people. You can do what is it called, beta reading. You can set up an account on Fiverr and you can read books and give your critiques of books for authors, and you can charge maybe $10 a book, right? You'll read the book and you'll make a report. You can read as you're going to bed every night. You can read 2 or 3 books. That's $30. It's not a lot, but it adds up. And when you have your account on Fiverr, they'll give it to you once you're ready for it. So you can say, give it to me once it hits this amount or whatever. So it's just little things that you can do. You can take in some kids to babysit. You can take in laundry. I know that we all work a lot, but when you need extra money, you need extra money for things. And you can't, as a mom, I don't know how, or I don't never know the words, I don't have it, right? I don't have it. Um, and that's just the way I am. That's the way my mom was. It's like we got to go out here and get it and find out how we're going to get it. And it's always there for those who are willing to put in the extra work, right? So that's what we have to do. But yeah, that's it for tonight, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm at 131 likes. That's so dope. That is so dope. We got up to 100 and what, I think 5 people in here tonight. Dope. Money getters, you are so dope. I love you all. God bless. Have a good night. I'll probably see you guys all Saturday. Inbox me or email me. My email is in my profile. Let me know what you guys want to talk about when we come back on here. Good night, Yo-Yo. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Good night, Roxy. Thanks again for bringing, what do you call your crew over there, Roxy? Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Good night and God bless.